Russia's most massive attack on Kyiv kills at least 27 people as pressure mounts on Ireland to stop selling alumina to Moscow. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Brief. Today is Friday, 3rd July 2026. I'm Neil, and in the next few minutes I'll take you from Ireland across to Britain and out into the wider world. Everything you need to know before the day begins. World. Our first story comes from Ukraine. Russia has launched what's being described as its most massive attack on Kyiv yet. At least 27 people have been killed, and the barrage of weapons has struck civilian infrastructure across the capital. This represents a significant escalation in the conflict. For Ireland, this matters because we're part of the European Union, and we've stood with Ukraine through sanctions and humanitarian support. The conflict directly shapes EU security, energy prices, and the foreign policy commitments we've made as a nation. From Eastern Europe, now to a matter of European trade and sanctions. Pressure is intensifying on Ireland to stop alumina exports to Russia. Other European governments are calling on us to cease these sales as part of broader sanctions enforcement, with some saying there should be no cherry-picking when it comes to EU policy. This matters to Ireland because alumina sales are a real part of our export economy. Irish companies are directly involved in this trade, and we're facing diplomatic pressure from EU partners to align fully with sanctions policy. It's a tension between maintaining business relationships and adhering to our unified European stance. Shifting focus to global financial markets. Asian markets have seen choppy trading this morning, sparked by weaker than expected US employment data. The softer labour numbers have dampened expectations that the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates soon, creating uncertainty across global investment flows. For Ireland, American economic policy matters a great deal. Fed decisions affect our financial markets, interest rates, investment returns, and currency exchange rates, all of which impact Irish exporters and people with savings. UK. From the United Kingdom this morning. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has decided to cut billions of pounds from infrastructure spending to fund increases in defence. But analysis now shows this decision will cost around 10,000 jobs, a figure that contradicts government claims that redirecting money to the Ministry of Defence would actually boost British employment. The Irish connection runs deep here. UK economic policy affects cross-border workers, our trade relationships, and the broader economic interdependence between Ireland and Britain. Reduced UK infrastructure investment can have ripple effects on Irish businesses operating across the Irish Sea. In criminal justice news from the UK, the National Crime Agency has uncovered what they're calling a truly international network of 270 individuals linked to online forums that coordinate drug-facilitated sexual assault across borders. At least 8 arrests have been made so far, and the crimes are often committed within trusting relationships, a deeply troubling pattern. This matters to Ireland because the NCA has described this as a truly international criminal network. That means Irish citizens and residents may be among the victims or perpetrators. Cross-border crime coordination like this requires close cooperation between Irish and UK law enforcement. In Belfast, the inquest into the death of Noah Donohoe has been adjourned after a late-night sitting. The jury sat until 1 in the morning on Friday, unable to reach a unanimous verdict. The case has drawn significant attention regarding police conduct and safeguarding of young people. The inquest will resume later in the year. Noah Donohoe was from Belfast, making this case directly relevant to all of us on the island of Ireland. The outcome of this inquest will have implications for police accountability standards that affect families across both Irish and Northern Irish communities. Ireland. And we close at home, in Ireland. Solicitors are continuing to withdraw criminal legal aid services in protest over a new fee model introduced by the government. This is causing ongoing disruption to court operations across the country. The Taoiseach has disagreed with the withdrawal, arguing that legal aid fees were actually increased, but solicitors maintain the new system is simply unworkable. This directly impacts access to justice for people who cannot afford legal representation. Criminal cases are being delayed, affecting victims, accused persons, and the day-to-day functioning of the Irish court system. It's a dispute that touches the heart of justice itself. But there is some welcome news from our courts. Ireland's Supreme Court has cleared a significant legal hurdle for housing development by ruling that planning requirements were not breached in a rezoning decision for Dublin lands. This removes an important barrier to new residential construction in the capital. This is critical to tackling Ireland's housing crisis. Clearing legal obstacles to residential development helps us address the severe housing shortages and affordability issues that are affecting Irish workers and families right across the country. On the cost of living front, following a VAT reduction on food service, some Irish restaurants are passing savings on to customers, but most are not. The Restaurants Association of Ireland says each business will decide independently how to respond to the tax relief. This affects household budgets and the cost of dining out for Irish workers and families. It's a mixed picture in how government tax relief intended to ease cost of living pressures is actually being implemented on the ground. And finally, a concern from the pharmaceutical sector. The FDA has inspected a Genzyme facility on the outskirts of Waterford and found significant violations, claiming the Irish pharmaceutical company is making adulterated products. This could have implications for the company's operations and employment in the region. Waterford's pharmaceutical sector is an important employer in the southeast, so regulatory compliance issues like this raise concerns about product safety, the company's operations, and potential impacts on jobs in that vital industry. And that's the morning brief for today. Whatever the day brings, take it steady. I'm Neil. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, look after yourself.